All right, now we're live. Okay.
Welcome to the Eternal Podcast.
Where do I go with that? On today's episode, our special guest, game designer Gary Gygax's son, grandson. I don't know what the order is. Anyway,
No, where you go from that is you continue in that nice podcast voice for the entirety of the session.
the entire session will now be spoken like an easy ear listening news anchor mixed with Ace Ventura. All right.
But the rest of us get to talk normally because we're not you.
Do you, see, do you see what I have to put up with, ladies and gentlemen?
All right.
It's all part of my charm.
Yes. Let's recap a little bit. In the previous episode, the past session that we did, you guys were able to wrap up a confrontation with an infected Urson. And that meant that House Oathbane, kind of the legality investigation arm, House Embermantle, which is kind of the muscle of the council's, the Mjolnir Council's structure here, as well as House Hammerspell having arrived. All three of them were represented by either soldiers or a representative or the head of house. And that there were some elements in there above table. The characters themselves might have had some kind of encounter with magic during that conversation, but what that might have meant or what that was specifically was lost to the character's memory. We're going to see how that transpires later on in the game. Now, as you proceeded, you were like, well, what do we do now? We've had all this stuff. And the last thing that we saw, we walked in on a restaurant here in town where it was learned that Ophelia's extended family is here in town. And not a Bark Hollow family, but descended from the Bark Hollows. And so in communicating, I'm your cousin and like all these things, this group of people just kind of rush out into the room, and we're seeing all these people, all of them moss feet, which I actually realized visually speaking because these guys, this lineage is quite short and stout. They actually look like the chibi 16-bit version of each of the Pokemon characters on the video games, the classic video games. So it's like, oh, frick.
Is it bad that all I could think was I'm a little teapot, short and stout?
No, not bad at all. That's great. That's apropos. So here's how we will bring everything back to. You have just walked away with your spoils from the fight, with your bruises from the fight, and now you have a moment to collect yourselves, but not before Og throws an arm around Ophelia and says, now look here, this is the entire clan, like right here. These are mine. These are all like, well, I'm I'm more of like your sixth or seventh cousin if I'm like thinking about it correctly, but we're still cousins, which is once removed. And then my eldest here. Hold on a second. I'm trying to make sure that I get the okay. Just sit here for a minute. Just let me gather my thoughts. And he literally just like starts mumbling to himself, and he's like looking up at the ceiling, and his eyes are darting really fast as he's like gesturing to an invisible abacus, even though there's nothing there magically or otherwise. And eventually, Miss Ophelia, like, how are you? You're seeing this man doing this. Do you wait for him? Like, do you respond to him? Do you have questions for him?
No, I'm just gonna wait for him to buffer, because I've seen my dad do this before.
It's a family trait.
Yeah, it runs in the family, so I kind of know that it's best to just let him buffer.
That's great. Okay. Well, as he starts getting up to speed, he's remembering and he's thinking. He finally starts talking, and I did write out a whole monologue for this, so buckle up, okay? Hold on. Don't go look at me like that, Ophelia. I know how it sounds. I just got to walk it out sometimes, like my pappy did, and like his pappy before him did. Now listen close. You and me we go way back. We go to old Bartholomew Barkhollow, right? God's rest that root-bound rascal, some 600 years gone. Now he had three, not too many. He had three babies, but then Aldrin. That's where things get fertile. He had himself six, maybe 7 kids, depending on who's counting and who's denying. And one of those boys, Bramwell, well, he was a quiet sort, only had 3, thank the soil. And then Garrick. Garrick was the guy that brought our family over here. And by that time, he'd kind of lost his honor and over in Alpharos. And to rebuild his life, he changed his name and moved over here. So that's where we got the this old restaurant here. And it's been good since then. But here's the deal. Garrick, the man, couldn't pass the spring without planting something, if you catch my drift. And he had 7, something like that. And yeah, and one of those, Ulrich, that's where the name kind of really gets cemented in there. The name, Brill Sprouts. I'm Oak Brill Sprout, not to be confused with Bell Sprout. That's another group over elsewhere. We don't really talk about them. They're over in the jungles of the Everpines. Anyway. Now, oh my gosh, and he's again, he goes back into trying to recall. He's doing the abacus thing with his head. That's where Barkhollow starts sounding more like Brill Sprout, because folks get tired of saying all them syllables and a mouthful of cider. And Ulrich, he settles things down. 4 youngins, respectable, manageable, but then his boy Oren, 8 babies, Ophelia. 8, like he was trying to outdo the harvest itself. And now sometime in that mess, somewhere in that mess, you got branches splitting off, cousins marrying cousins of cousins' cousins. That don't make that face. Please don't. And like, I can imagine Ophelia's like, what is happening right now? This is TMI. But don't make that face. It was a different time, and half of them didn't know till the reunion. All right. Now my line, that comes through Torrent. Steady man, only 3 babies, bless him, and that's how you get me. Oak Brill Sprout, all right? Trying to keep the whole blasted orchard from overgrowing itself around here, you know what I'm saying. Now, you don't come down my straight row. No, ma'am. You come off one of Garrick's other sprouts, or maybe Oren's overflow, depends on which aunt's telling it, the aunties, and how much she's had to drink, if we're being honest. So that makes you and me 6 cousins once removed, 6 or 7 cousins once removed. The point is, we're kin. If you show up, we're going to give you a plate in your family. All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of family, like, who are these people who are here with us right now? Like, who's this guy? Who's cloudy face? He's like pointing at Kieran.
I love that you just assume that Kieran has the clouds on his face. Because I don't think I ever said that he does, but he absolutely does, because, yeah, like, within an hour, he very nearly died.
Yeah.
He's just kind of masking for a bit, because he's like, I'm not ready to address
you wisps
that.
are always so private, and I don't want to press. If you got a secret to keep, then you keep your secrets, all right? But,
yeah, he's just sitting there contemplating, finally recognizes that he's being spoken to, and goes, sorry, just a lot on my mind. He will part the clouds, at least for a little bit. Just, my name is Kieran.
Well, Kieran, you're a good-looking kid. How old are you?
26. He has to think for a second, because he's just like, wait, has my birthday passed? So much has happened in the last little while. It's like, wait. No, I'm still 25. Sorry, like I said,
25, 26 was the difference of a couple numbers, There's not that much difference, especially babies, age, doesn't matter. Okay, now, I simply got to say, hold on, Micah's texting me. What? What,
he's late.
Micah?
He's late, that's what.
Yeah, he's asking if today is the day that Kim is karma. I think he might be thinking that Kim is running this campaign, but
Oh gosh, no.
That might come at another time.
Perhaps another time, but no, not today.
No, I got you. Yeah, he'll be on momentarily, he says. Okay,
Cool.
so as all that's happening, he's like pointing you guys out, and Kieran, where are you from, my friend?
I'm from the Amaris Cove, so
Amaris
literally
Cove?
the other side of the
No
continent.
kidding. I got a cousin over that way. Hey, you hear that? He's from the Amher's Cove. And like 5 other voices. Are you kidding me? Cousin Cletus is out that way. And like this, like the house erupts with like confirmation. That ain't Cletus. It's Carriage. Carriage? Who's Carriage? Oh no, he married. Yeah, he's the one that married off, and yeah, he did that whole thing. Sorry, there's a few wires crossed over in that direction. If you know what I'm talking about.
You've got a big family. It's hard to keep track of them all. I
absolutely right.
Reasonably understand it.
Exactly right.
I at least reasonably understand because I've got like 10 siblings.
You got 10.
Pretty sure it's 10.
That's more than ours ever did. But you know what? Respect.
Firestorm's eyes have been glazed over this whole time, but suddenly they come fire to life. Like, oh, sorry, I was daydreaming. I didn't pay attention to anything that happened in the last 10 minutes.
Uh-oh.
I'm pretty sure it's 10 siblings. Gosh dang it! Now I need to double check my own lore.
Go double check. Go double check. Get your lore down. We were just. You have. These other two have just informed you as to everything that's gone on. Basically, Oak has introduced himself as Oak Brillsprout, not to be confused with the Bellsprout branch of their family, which has taken residence in the Everpine Forests near the Elven families, the Eldran families in that region of the country.
It's 9 siblings. There's 10 of us total.
Yes.
So I was halfway correct with 10.
Yes. Now, he's introducing you. He's already introduced you to Cinders, who's over there. He's playing with a large rodent. Like this isn't capybara size, but it's big. It's got long pointed ears. It's got this dingy tan. When the candlelight hits it just right, there's a sheen of like black and yellow that comes through. And this little thing is just squeaking all over the place. He'll throw a little candy or treat across the room, and he'll snack on it and come back. He'll throw a ball, little jingle ball, goes across the room, little soft, grabs that, brings it back, playing fetch, right? Cinder looks to be about 10 or 11, right? Maybe 12. And now this Cinder's actually wearing a red bandana with like white designs. He's tied it over the back of his head. It's always facing backwards, always keeps some spiky black hair out of his face at all times. Now, he's pointing out all these people. Brooke, come here. Come look at this young man. He's about 25, 26 years old. What do you make of him? And Brooke is, she's a young adult. She's in her like early 20s, looks Kieran up and down, goes, he's a tall drink of water, and we'll walk off to another room.
As she says,
before you get any ideas,
I am very happily taken.
Yeah, that.
I love how I make both players immediately have a visceral reaction to this.
Yeah, Kieran's just like, no offense, I'm sure you're lovely. I am very happily taken. No.
As she turns her back, she gives a cute little wave. Shame, and just keeps going.
Before the clouds go back over his face, like everyone sees Kieran just like, what just happened? Just that kind of look on his face.
Hey, Craig, come here. Come meet these guys. Oh, I'm so sorry. Miss Ophelia, do you and your party here want to get some food?
Yes, please.
Yes.
We already ordered food.
Well, let's sit you down. I know that we got the food going. I'm just making sure that we're getting taken care of. So we got the food, but you want some food.
I mean, that's not me talking in character. That's me talking like above the table. Like,
understood.
I could have sworn we'd already ordered and had been eating food, and then after we'd already gotten the food is when the reveal happened.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. Do you want more?
Can I ask for somebody who wasn't here for 10 minutes? What are we doing? I'm sorry.
Yes, you got the rundown of after this reveal happened in the last session. That's when Oak basically sat the family down and honed in on Ophelia and gave the breakdown of where their family line kind of divided off. Because they are cousins, but it's like 6th or 7th cousins based on who tells the story, right? So that's right. It's a distant relation, but he's treating everyone here as if they are his own kids.
Okay.
So as the day kind of wears on, you guys are getting to know these guys. They give you a couple different warnings. In fact, Cinders is very energetic. He comes in and starts talking about how one of his other cousins, Gary, he hates Gary, but Gary was the kind that would always go down into the mines. He's a little older, so he could do that as part of his trade. He'd find the magma slugs and would actually bring them above ground and set them loose. Because that's what Gary does. That's the impression you get. And no one likes Gary. He just smells terrible. You can smell him a mile away. Probably all the sulfur from the time he spends in the mines. Now, as this is all happening, you guys are enjoying a little bit of family time. It's probably getting closer to noon, a little past noon. This is about the time when the door jangles open. Now, this is basically one serving area. It's not shaped like an L. It's kind of like a modest rectangle-shaped room. No corner booths, no areas where you would slide in next to a wall or window. It's just tables. So you have a clear shot of who walks in the room from across the hall. You guys are furthest away from the door, but this person kind of jangles the door slams against the other wall, and immediately you hear someone profusely just sorry just trying to make my way in here, and this is I'm trying to look for somebody. I was told they might have been over this way, and thank the gods.
Quill, we're over
here. Yeah, you are. What are you doing? And she immediately just beelines for your table, slaps both of her hands down, and looks all three of you. What happened out there?
Do you have 90 minutes?
90 minutes?
It's Kieran not lowering the.
You can listen to it on YouTube.
It's a lot. Yeah, Kieran, a lot happened in a very short
You know what?
time.
No, let me catch you up on what I've understood. Not only from my own agents, but from the people that are gossiping about you in the street. You guys started a brawl?
No,
we finished up.
What's the difference?
Well, we didn't start it.
The difference is there was an Urson possessed by the god. Sorry, Kieran goes. The difference is there was an Urson who was.
This is exactly what Oak is like.
So yeah, Kieran starts loud. Like, the difference is the Urson was, and he'll lean in like right next to her. The Urson was possessed by that dark goop from the god of death, and it was attacking everyone around it.
And she's just like, I'm sorry. I know this is your establishment, but can we have a moment, please, sir? Is that all right? And she looks over to Oak, and Oak's just like, yeah, this is my establishment.
Right, Oak. Could you give us? Could you give us a minute, please? Like 5 minutes, sure. Please.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. And welcome as well. Talking to Quill, and Quill's like, yeah, thanks. And he just, all right, see ya. And he goes back around the corner and starts kind of shepherding. All right, come on, Cinders, get over here. Jesse, James, get out of the corner. He has to, he huffs and goes back over to the corner. Both of these kids are actually pretty young, so he just threads them under his arms and is just kind of shuffling back over to the other side of the room, where he goes through the back door, through into the kitchens, where they are trying to, frankly, their own noise from play and arguments and conversation is giving enough cover for you to speak a little bit more freely. All right, so
yeah, same crap that was in the Amaris Cove, it's here now.
Yeah.
I'm sure you already knew that from your agents, but that's what happened. It was assaulting everyone and anything in sight, and we stopped it.
So your little stunt, unfortunately, I would say for better or worse, but it's just the worst at this point. So
that's always that.
You've revealed yourselves. The one thing that we had, at this point, you need to make sure you keep your cover. You know, to put yourselves out there at this point, let me just run this down for you, all right? My agents, just from this one little exercise, this one little stunt, yes, you did a good thing. I'm not saying that was bad, and you shouldn't just avoid that to try and. I don't know what I'm trying to tell you to do here. It's just you need to be aware of the choices that you make. For example, this one choice my agents are telling me, based off of what they've been able to glean in the courts of the up and ups, House Hammerspell really enjoyed their visit with you guys. You know, just the head honcho, just coming down here to see what's going on, you know. And he's gotten to the point where he's actually contacted Jeffrey. Okay? And he said, hey, Jeffrey, I'd love for you to come up and meet with me. And if you would, I understand you have connections to the heroes of Bear Glen and the Amorous Cove. Please go get them and come talk with me. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but this house is not a good vibe, if you want to go with what the kids call it nowadays. These, and she like starts stroking, she has a very tight ponytail. You know, there was a time where she had a crop when it was early in the campaign, but over time she's grown her hair out. It's a very tight ponytail about midway on the back of her head. And she just starts pulling on that to try and give her some kind of counter pressure to what's trying to come out of her mouth, and she can't say it. Hammerspell is not in a good place. None of them are. No one on the Mjolnir Council actually wants to work with the other ones. So here's the deal. They all want something out of you, but Hammerspell specifically wants to make a partnership with you. Now, they don't want to get anything out of you, which is a bonus, but they're not good guys. These are the kinds that would try and contact those that are like already very in the know of that which is magical and powerful, and they try and make it proprietary to House Hammerspell. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
But that's not even the best of it, Kieran. That's not the best. The best is yet to come. Oh, goodness gracious, we've got so much better news. Because House Oathvane, they saw the demonstration by you, sweetheart, and she'll look right at the firestorm. House Oathvane, those are the guys that like to conduct the investigations and make sure all the legalities in the city are maintained, all the records are kept. But the problem is that they see the firestorm and they see a weapon. They've had to lean on the power of House Embermantle for basically its inception as a house. And, you know, that wouldn't be a problem, except that with you in their back pocket, they may very well want to divide even further from House Embermantle and create a schism. Now, if that happens, the entire council goes up in civil war.
No. Hold on. It's not a problem because I'm not going to side with him. Simple as.
And then Kieran just pipes up and goes, honestly, I also think it's funny that, granted, he's about 70 years removed from anything politics, but you're explaining how the Mjolnir Council works to a dwarf who...
Actually, this is about the same as it was 70 years ago. A Stonebrow is slow to change.
I think it's funny that you're explaining how everything works to him when he is probably more familiar with it than you. Frankly speaking.
Oh, hold on. I'm not that smart.
Well,
listen, I was just a guard in Kilval.
Mm-hmm. You were assisting House Embermantle then. If you were representing the city here, you were over there.
Well, no, I wasn't representing no city. I moved over there and I was a guard.
Got it. Okay. That's fine. It's great. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Here's...
Quill, first of all, breathe.
I need you to roll either awareness or a will, Ophelia.
I'm gonna go with awareness.
I'm gonna go roll a d8. She has a pretty high will. I'll give you that. It's not gonna be super great.
Can she beat a 10?
Nope. So
Get will done.
Just in the communication of that, you give her pause enough to... Okay. Now, here's the bad. You see, you kind of have to navigate this a little bit more delicately in the future, because if you don't, House Ember Mantle themselves, they want to get you out. They don't like you for the disturbance you caused, for the work you made them do. And they're a lazy bunch, and I'll say it to their faces. They do good work, decent work, government work, but you got to understand that these guys, once they see a threat, they don't stop treating you like a threat. So the more you do what you did today in the streets, the worse it's going to get for you. And you know, mate, you're a sweetheart, and I don't want to see you come and get hurt. Any of you.
I appreciate that, but I can tell you right now, Quill, no matter what any government official tells me, I rejected being publicly known in my own city, where people already knew who I was for what we did to save it from this goop. I'm not siding with any houses here. I understand the political game just enough to know not to do that.
I think it's worse than you might think. I said there was no good news, and there's just not. That's because with your presence here, you've put some things into motion that I'm not even certain that we're ready for. We came here to try and investigate if there was anything further about the infection we could learn or stop, but people are thinking that
we already know that it's here.
The council does. They're trying to keep it under wraps, and the problem here is that they see you as trying to make a play for leadership of the council. Your party.
What?
You got a
What
really
are we?
strong...
We've got no ties to anyone. How does that make any sense?
Don't ask me. Ask them.
Okay.
I mean, you're the ones that are being invited up to the council in the first place.
Well, perfect.
By
We
the
can
way,
ask him then. What's the problem?
They're going
And
to
she
talk
just
over
kind
this
of, there's a
firestorm.
moment where she's like, "You're right. I'm so much better behind the scenes. And to be put out to the forefront, associated with people that are putting themselves at the forefront, go ahead and make an awareness or smarts, depending on how you want it flavored, how you want this answer flavored.
Who are you talking to? All of us, or just
Everyone.
I'm going to go smarts with this one.
Nice.
Which is weird because I only have a +1 in it, but
Do it.
YOLO. 8 on the die, so that's a 9.
Let's see.
Nice.
I can't find my dice app. Where is it? Where is it?
Swear to me!
I forgot that I increased my awareness last session.
D10 hit die, hey Macarena.
So I've actually got a +4 to awareness now.
Nice.
So for me that's 11.
11's a good roll.
If I had gone with aware instead, that would be a 13 for me. So
I got a 10.
What did you choose for your modifier?
Aware.
Aware?
I will never use smarts pretty much ever. Unless it's like I'm trying to figure out a real problem.
Yeah.
I am electing to go for it purely based on I think that it is better flavor wise.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I could have had +4 more.
Right. And I think that to your credit, like the intelligence behind this, there is a political engine at work here that has even dug its claws into the spine of Quill. And you can detect that logically, Kierden, specifically. This political game that the city plays, this is why she's so uptight. She's not good at the politics, she's good at going behind the scenes. She can't insert herself because she's not that subtle. Her subtleties are not of the mind, they're of the body, of theft, of information and sneaking and stealing. And her currency is knowledge, not people. And because of that, She's intimidated by the presence of all this politicking. Now, for those that are aware, that are using awareness, this is the empathetic stat. Understanding emotion, understanding where someone's coming from, and really listening and being empathetic. Because you rolled so high, she literally got a 6. So I believe both of you crit. Not only is she nervous about the upcoming exchange, whatever this encounter might bring you guys, there is a very real possibility that due to the publicity of this, you can understand that she may not be safe being connected with you. And that hurts her. So even as she's, now you understand a bit more why she's so agitated.
So on Kieran's side of it, seeing what she's going through, thinking on the political side of things, he very quickly just says, Quill, I have a lot of experience in the political games. I know it's not the same kind of political machinations here as it was in the Cove, but I've seen the power plays. I've worked through them. It is difficult, but I'm willing to work through that. And I'm willing to work with you to help with that however we can. And I'm also willing to make it as subtle as we need to. However that needs to be done.
That's 1 out of 3.
At 1 out of 3, what?
The problems at hand.
You?
At 2 out of 3?
2 out of 3. It's a majority. And she looks to the Firestorm. You're not subtle. And I don't want you to be subtle because I don't want you to change who you are. But if you're not, or if you have to, just be careful.
Aha. Listen, yeah. I'm not always careful, am I? I don't always try to be, but okay. For you, alright? I'm not gonna stop trying to save people's lives. I'm here to help and protect. But I'll keep an eye on my back. And yours, and you keep an eye on mine.
Oh, I can do that. Go ahead and make another awareness roll.
10.
My brother in Christ, she got a 9. So
Did you want all of us to roll or just Firestorm?
just Firestorm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Darn, I wasted a 9. That would have been a 14.
Here's what because you made the roll, I'll let you see this. Okay.
No, it's fine. We can skip it.
Okay. Appreciate it. This is what you understand of what she just said, and what it means to her of what you have just said. She used to have this, oh, this is fun to flirt with this guy, fun to make him uncomfortable, fun to make him squirm. It is solidified into a more respectful type of admiration.
Non-romantic?
I didn't say that.
Okay. But more like I'm actually a person?
Yeah. She's much less of an elbowing you and saying, you're hot, kind of a teasing you thing, and more of a yeah. So now she's treating you with more respect, but she doesn't know how to navigate that. I'll say it that way.
I don't know how to take that either. I just know that she felt bad, so I tried to say something that would make her feel better. And now I feel more awkward.
Good.
I love it. Now, At this moment, Oak comes back around, and Firestorm, go ahead and roll senses with advantage.
My senses is tree.
Yep.
So, with advantage, that's a 9.
I rolled the D4 because this smell hits you like a wall. It is the most perfectly seasoned. What is yours? Okay, I'm talking about Micah. What is your favorite smoking treatment or flavor or savor of bacon?
Maple. Easily
that
maple.
Smoked maple bacon hits the air, and Firestorm goes bananas because Oak comes out with a platter of just bacon.
You see the shark
bacon.
eyes. The shark eyes come out, like all his pupils dilate to take up the entirety of his face.
That one plate goes directly in front of the Firestorm, followed by a sequence of more plates to make sure you guys are fed. You guys have already eaten. You guys are full. You're satisfied. So if you do engage, like, here's the deal. Oak comes out. All right, I know you said you guys were good, but I want to make sure that you guys were actually good, because you're not just going to be polite in here when you're with family, all right? So you're going to have a little bit more to make sure that I sleep well tonight.
Well, thank goodness, I was starving.
Now, this isn't necessarily like an inn situation, but if you don't have a place to stay, you can stay with us. That's fine too. We'll make room. I think we got some room back in the barn. There's a couple of berths up above in the lofts, and it's kind of a little chillier, but we can make it work. We can make it work for you. We got some animal skins we can throw up there as well. But yeah, I think we got your food. We got all this. Anything else we can do for you? And at this point, I want you to. What do you want to glean from how he's acting right now, if anything? Because these people are all kind of.
I am not gleaning a thing. I'm eating bacon.
Absolutely. So, if you guys want to pursue, because everyone here is just kind of that, oh my gosh, it's family. Hi. And it's all innocent. It's all in love and compassion, but they're just so engaged right now.
Yeah, Ophelia's an only child, so she's ever so slightly overwhelmed by all of this.
Kim, I think your gain might be like really high.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Sorry.
I got you.
It's not like super loud or anything. It just feels really like crisp.
Here, let me see. Is that better?
Yeah, that's much better.
I just moved the mic like half an inch away from my face.
Boo to us.
I'll roll unaware on that, because Kieran does have a huge family.
Yeah.
Hey, so you remember how I rolled that 9 before? I rolled it again. So that's a 14.
So here's the deal. He rolled a 6 total. You are reading this man like a book. As your awareness taps into that emotional side, he's bringing this energy because he does not want you lacking.
Suddenly you know that he's emotionally cheating on his wife.
Oh, no, stop it. And to that point, you get the idea that Oak is alone. All he has are his kids now. And he's a younger guy, maybe in his 40s. So you imagine that this exuberance comes from a place of loss, but also from a place of, that's just who he is. He's trying to be there for his family. And you can tell by the way he is giving for you, someone who just walked in off the street, how he cares for his kids. Even if it's crazy around here, he's still getting by. Now, the other thing is, what you pick up last, Kieran, with that immense crit. If you don't eat more of this food, it will cause some offense.
Psychological damage.
Yes.
Emotional damage.
That's what you glean.
Kieran, having had many, many years practice of eating more than he should, does continue to eat.
And Ophelia, being a mossfoot, also continues to eat.
There you go. The party continues eating their 11sies, or second breakfast, however you want to coin that with the Mossfoot terminology.
It's near noon. It'd probably be more like 11sies.
Okay. So as you complete your 11sies, you are heartily satisfied. And you guys finally step out from what you realize based off of the menus, of the iconography inside the building. You realize that this place is called the Root and Branch. That's the name of the restaurant, the Root and Branch. And in a way, based off the entire conversation, it's kind of the vibe of Oak's relationship to Ophelia. You come from the same roots, and you've come to appreciate a different branch of your family. And as you go, it's funny because one of these little creatures, this little rodent that Cinders was playing with for a little while, actually runs up to Ophelia and like claws up the back of your shirt and pants, gets to your neck, and just kind of nuzzles into the crook of your neck. This is not something I'm going to have you guys roll because it's so obvious. Your hair is now standing up on end as this rodent is squeaking into your ear and kind of giving you little nibbles and licks to clean you, and like there's a very affectionate kind of a thing. I'll get in here, squeakers, and that's when Oak just calls this Spark Mouse back inside. And that's when Oak kind of looks left and kind of looks right.
It's Pikachu.
If you guys ever hear of Gary Brill Sprout, not Bell Sprout, Brill Sprout. And that's all he says. He turns and goes back inside.
Got it. Nobody likes Gary.
You don't want to smell him later.
After Oak goes back inside, though, Kieran just like reaches down and goes, "Ophelia, if you want to get rid of the static, just touch my finger."
Yeah, thanks.
Suddenly, there's an explosion of lightning.
Yeah.
Sorry. What was that, Dale?
You gain 1 mana.
Oh, cool. I'm pretty sure enough time would have passed that I would have been back to full anyway, but you know.
Yes. Even if you weren't, you are now back to full. Now, you guys have the rest of the day. I've got some plans for your story for tonight, but we find ourselves with an abundant amount of free time. So, if there's something you guys want to investigate, if there's something you guys want to connect to, you let me know. We can make it happen.
Kieran's probably going to look at everyone else and just go, I am kind of done with today. And it's barely even noon.
Same.
Yeah.
Would Kieran have already told Quill that he basically died?
That's up to you. I'm going to leave that up to you.
Okay. Yeah, so he'll say that, and if Quill shows any curiosity, he'll just be like,
So should we walk and talk? Do you guys need to be somewhere, or are we just going to hang out on the street? You can tell she's very anxious to be in the spotlight or in public.
Did the Firestorm have any kind of lead on investigating more about the Badgermole family?
So as far as you would understand, your goal is to pursue the Badgermoles to the source. Like,
whatever that means.
You're here to learn more about where this group grew from. And as far as you know, that's here.
Well, I know a lot about the Badgermole family, being as they were like the head honcho family. They made the Stonebrow who they are. Maybe I'll go to the library, investigate the name for the past 70 years.
That's awesome. I will say, if you make that known amongst the party, they can also pool their resources and increase the likelihood of success for this, because otherwise it would be very difficult.
I think I definitely wouldn't just skulk off. Like, Firestorm would say what's going on. But sorry, I totally interrupted what was going on with Quill and Kieran.
You're good. I want to come back to that because that's a great narrative opportunity. Quill is basically, I'm glad that you guys didn't die. There's and this is before you have said anything about having nearly died.
So when she says that, if she's perceptive enough, she will notice that the storm clouds around Kieran's head, A, get faster, and B, get bigger, so they're covering his neck now, too.
I think that she's still just kind of amped up. She's been there for about an hour, but now that she's back in the public eye, she's still nervous. Your awareness, Ophelia, would actually clue you into the fact that the last time she was spotted by authority, Rector was shot in the back. So she's quite nervous, and you understand why.
Yeah. Let's walk and talk. Let's find
Let's walk and talk.
somewhere to sit.
There's nowhere close. It's a safe house. If you have a better place to be, then we can go there.
We could go back to the monastery. That's kind of the only, or go back to the church. That's kind of, sorry.
Oh, the church.
Yeah. Sorry. Force a habit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So she kind of just strides off. As you guys, if you follow along, you'll notice that her gait starts out agitated. Her shoulders are tense. But after a while, she comes to the main road, and you almost think that there might be some kind of worsening of that condition. The minute she sees there's dozens of people out here coming up and down the road, that's when her shoulders finally relax. Looks left, looks right. Without her hood up, she walks into the road and is then able to, you recognize that she's assimilating into the group again. She's no longer singled out. She's not alone. And even as she's surrounded by strangers, it is better for her to be surrounded by strangers and some friends than to be alone. And she is blending into this crowd as if she has lived her entire life. Now, she has been told she's going to go to the church. So she starts going there of her own accord without drawing or trying to make you feel like, oh, we're a unit. She's going ahead of you. Firestorm, you had mentioned that you wanted to go to a library. Do you want to bring that up in roleplay here?
I think I would just explain generally off screen.
Okay. Then that kind of falls to the rest of the party. We have the opportunity to split the party. So we
Kieran's
have.
just gonna
Go ahead.
Kieran will just respond to it with, as much as I'd love to help in the library, and I don't know how it's organized here, and I need to think.
Now, Ophelia.
Before we split off, there's something that I didn't want to bring it back there. Something that's been kind of poking at the back of my brain since the incident. The dream that I had before we left Bergland.
Right.
The Tauren said something about his master's coronation. And Firestorm, remind me the reason why you wanted to come here to begin with.
Micah, we cannot hear you. Or at least I can't.
Oh, how about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I said mostly to find out more about the Badgermole family, and that gang and how to stop it.
Yeah, but didn't you have like a meeting with some fellow in Bergland that had business here as well? I might misremembering
What's
that.
his name? Copper, the other dwarf? Nickel. I call him Copper because that's funny.
The nickname that you gave him because you weren't going to remember Nickel.
And then I didn't.
Man, he's such a good actor. He just gets into it.
I get into it, dude. I'm really good at what I do. Was he here? Did we take him along with us or what?
No, the only people we took with us were Quill and Ruckus.
Ruckus is actually still back at the church.
Gotcha. I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure Nickel did say that he was going to be here. I don't remember talking about meeting with him. Did that happen, Dale? Mr.
No,
Carpenter?
you didn't talk about meeting with him. You met with him in Beargland.
Right.
And Ophelia's trying to remember what you talked about of something that had to do with the was it something to do with the Badger Moles? Something involving like leadership? Something?
They talked about how they were looking for their new Badger Mole leader. Because like the family's basically died out, or like the main branch of the family, I guess.
The heir of the Badger Moles.
Correct.
Yeah, and there is some emotional tie to the Badger Mole family for Firestorm, just based on where he came from. And so that, and Patches, which was his cousin, was like entwined up with that family, and so like his death probably had something to do with that, and Eric as well, since I know that Eric was super. We all know that he was really looking into the Badger Mole family, so basically
he was allied with them.
Strong ties for Eric to the Badger Moles.
Yes, but we've learned that the Badger Moles aren't all like the faction of the Badger Moles isn't all the gang. You know, there's like the gang part, and then there's the part who's like in the political scene, and they may or may not be the same people.
No, they're you get the vibe, at least culturally, they are two distinguished groups, separate from one another. There's the original Badger Mole clan, who apparently has no heir. And because the heirs, at least as far as you understand, Firestorm, the heir of the Badger Moles is the one that's going to unify the council and really bring them to bear. Like everyone else at this point is kind of fracturing further and further.
Right, because the council's always had a king. There's always been a king of the council, and that's always been the Badger Moles.
Correct.
Because they were the original High King of the Stonebrow.
Correct. If there was an export or a function for each of the 7 houses, Badger Mole specifically was governance. And that wasn't just, oh, I get to call the shots. They were the ones that were charged to lead. And not command or go do this or go do that. They were trained.
Yeah, they were like, on top of making the decisions for the city, they would also be like the farmers and stuff. They were out there with the people. They were like leaders, you know, exactly, not bosses.
Right. House Badger Mole is cool. Gang Badger Mole sucks.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly right. That is what you want to pursue at the library here, or a library here.
Yeah.
Now, that in mind, we can make that happen today. It'll take a couple minutes to just get me to set that up. But we also have a group that's going to be going over to the church to touch base and potentially find Jeffrey there.
Well, if we have tons of time in the day, then Firestorm would feel fine going to the church and then to... I think he's just brought up his desire to go to like a library and find it.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that actually matches better with what I had planned. So let's do that. Let's go to the church, and then we can divide and conquer with the different tasks that we have at hand. Okay?
But anyway, the thing that I was getting at is I think I'm kind of wondering if the master that he was talking about, the coronation, is something to do with something that is happening here. Since
Highly likely.
the influence seems to have spread all the way out to here.
Oh, like you see Firestorm's eyes widen. He's like, Ophelia, that's really good thinking. I didn't even think about that. Maybe we should let the whole group know about that. Maybe big old, giant citywide conspiracy and all that might be going down,
Yeah, probably a good idea. Yeah, I also didn't think about it myself until, earlier today.
That's. We should probably bring that up tomorrow in the council as well.
We'll talk about that.
I don't know.
I'm sure we'll have time to figure it all out. Well, maybe.
Firestorm is so pure in my mind. Maybe. I don't know. And I can just see him if there was an animated series, that's when Firestorm just kind of goes, I don't know, and he's kicking out a rock real quick.
Firestorm is not that he's got street smarts mostly, but he's his formal education is lacking.
Understandable. I mean, that might even be why he pushed to be a soldier so hard as a youth.
Well, he was just kind of a floater till Perry made him do it.
That's true. Now,
Perry is Patches.
Yes. Peridot. As you've arrived at the church, Quill is standing at the door, and she's kind of loitering off to the side. She's leaning her back up against there and is kind of perched up, arms crossed, head down. Looks left and right on the occasion as you approach. You can see her. But as she sees and spots you in the crowd, she doesn't make a play to oh, I see you. Come on, let's go. She's just kind of looking at the ground still until finally she feels you get close enough where she kind of presses herself off and turns and walks in. Just as a throng of people comes out the double doors. And you guys are like, oh, that just happened? And that's when you walk inside and you recognize that a sermon has just concluded. It's been an hour or so that you guys have finished with the fight. And so you spent about an hour getting up to noon. The sermon is done, and Jeffrey is kind of leaning with both hands on the podium there, leaning on there and just kind of occasionally adjusting his papers of notes to make sure that he's clear on what he wanted to share. He was kind of writing and sermonizing at the same time because even though he had the faith that he'd be able to preach one day, he didn't expect it. Now that he has, he's like, holy crap, that was some of the... Actually, let me see what he was able to accomplish here, if he did well or not. Oh boy, buddy.
The entire town converts.
Slowly but surely. Oh my gosh. Dude, he barely eeps out a sermon that actually capitalizes on a lot of the fears that people have felt. And this is where we see... Let me verify one thing before I jump in here. Okay. You guys notice, go ahead and roll senses or awareness. And how you flavor it is going to give you different details, which will deepen the story. Just let me know what you have rolled and then tell me your total. Let's go.
You said senses or awareness?
Yes.
I got a 9.
9? Okay.
Or is that an 8? Hold on. One of the
I'm
two.
going to go with aware. That's an 11. 11's a good roll.
11's a good roll.
Yeah, I got a 8 actually.
You got an 8? Okay.
Yeah.
I also did aware, and I got a 12.
You got 12 of them.
12 of them.
Now, for those that were able to beat a 9, this is what you see. You see it's kind of opposite of where Quill was posted up. She was on one side of the double doors, and the double doors have already been opened all the way to allow people free access to come and go because there were so many people. You guys weren't here, but there was probably 30 or more people in the chapel. And as Quill presses herself inside, on the other side of that same double door, there's a tall, thin person. Now, this person has a long white robe trimmed with different arrows. The arrows themselves along the embroidery here point outward. They're about the size of like the first joint of your thumb, and they're dotted in intervals, equal intervals, all the way down the hem of this particular robe. But under that is a plain white shirt and tunic. They have a ceremonial dress, and regardless if this is a male or female, they are so thin that you can't really tell the proportions anyway. It feels very unisex. But that's not the thing that makes it difficult to understand if this is a guy or a girl. This person is wearing a hood, a black stretch across the face, and across the face itself, they have a mask, porcelain. None of the features are painted on, but it is meticulously carved and crafted, fashioned to look like a androgynous individual. Now, upon the cheek on the right side, under the right eye, there is a downward-facing arrow. The lips themselves appear to have been lightly rouged, so red but like faded, kind of a pastel. And the eyes are done in such a fashion that they appear to have been carved from porcelain as well. Like you cannot see the person's eyes. It is all porcelain. And yet, as you walk up to these double doors, you see this individual conversing openly through a tiny mouth slit with a Mundani couple, a man and a woman that are speaking and trying to reconcile. As you guys have rolled so well, actually, Firestorm, I'll let you see this too. You recognize these guys as people that saw the fight. These two Mundani here, these two humans, saw the fight and ran before they could see its conclusion. And they look very distraught. But you overhear as you approach this person in the mask. There are times in life where we have to reconcile the unfortunate, the dangerous, and the scary. And as we do so, we find a great deal of peace and understanding that even after all the chaos of our lives, it all descends back to a certain stillness, a calm, quiet. Even if that calm and quiet comes in death, it only means that for now, we have to endure that which scares us. And at a later time, we will be given the peace of understanding and stillness. Now, I understand you're certainly welcome to continue attending church here, and this is kind of the deal as you guys are walking through the door. Should you ever see one of the masks of stillness again, like myself, you can see us by our arrow. Please feel free to reach out. We would love to hear you out and to help you process the emotions of what you experienced so that you can attend your services here with your full heart. Thank you. And the couple's like, well, thank you so much. This has been you've actually helped quite a great deal. Thank you very much. And the woman, the man, the woman in the mask nods a deep and gentle bow and will then descend the steps and kind of walk in the same direction as this couple before they kind of say their goodbyes and part in separate directions. At this point, you guys have either chosen to stick around and push on that, or you can go inside and talk to Jeffrey as he's leaning on his podium, freaking out.
I'm gonna go up and be like, "Hey, I brought you some customers."
Kieran probably would just pass by and go straight to Jeffrey too.
Now, Jeffrey sees you walking in, probably doesn't even notice you. Let me actually double check to see how aware he is. Yeah, he's not good. He's just wrapped up his sermon, and he's leaning on the podium after a moment of rearranging his notes, and his just mouth is moving in whispers. Obviously praying. By the time you guys almost arrive at the rostrum, basically the area with the elevated stand where all the seats are for speakers and officiants, there we go. That's when he notices like the scrape of a shoe on the cobblestone floor, where he goes, "Oh, Firestorm, you're funny. I did hear you. I was just trying to finish. I was just trying to finish expressing a prayer of gratitude. Thank you. There was a fight?
That was.
Ish.
Immediately picks up on. I don't know if Kierden is. I don't know if Hayden is in character doing this whole thing, but I'm using it. And he's like,
that's not what Kierden is doing, but like
Yeah.
the storm cloud is. Jeffrey absolutely would notice that it is bigger, and also the fact that it's even there because it wasn't when I was in the church last.
Right. Firestorm, do you want to say something?
No, I was just saying there was a fight.
Oh, got it. Thank you. There was, and
There was a fight-ish.
okay.
It wasn't hard.
Not for the Firestorm. Oh no.
Are you at a place where we could talk somewhere less open?
Yes. Let's come back into the kitchen, and he'll lead you back over there. And we'll then be able to, chat with you guys to see what's going on.
And I assume Quill is coming back there with us too.
Mm-hmm.
Purely out of habit, as they get back there, Ophelia puts the kettle on.
Now, as the kettle has sat there, you guys actually do brush past Derek's, who is just looming, just this barrel-chested. It's not even that he's articulated or looks big. He's literally just a boulder, just one round boulder for his chest. But he kind of peers down using his dome-shaped head down and kind of has to bend to see you because he's so big. And if you wave up at him, he'll raise up a hand and just give you like a 2-finger wave as you go by. Kettle's on. Steam is starting to puff, but it's not really going yet. You guys sit. I would imagine, just to speed up things, you do share some specifics about what was going on. And Jeffrey starts waving his hands in the air. And at that point, you hear, "Doo-doo!" The exterior doors have shut. And for those that are closest to the doorway, you can barely see the double doors by leaning out from one side of the room the way that this is built. But those double doors have a green sigil on it. Verdant, green, lively, powerful. And it is spinning calmly and quietly on that door. If you roll your awareness, and if you beat a 10, I will tell you more. Why are you smiling? Why are you smiling?
Oh no! Oh, I'm laughing at Hayden because I saw him reach for his phone.
Shut up!
15.
Hayden.
And I got a 13.
Both of you have crit. Micah, did you roll for that one?
I went ahead and not because I saw that they crit.
Got you.
I love you, Dale.
Because you both crit, and Micah, I will also make this available to you. Should you choose to roll to earn this, you can copy that spell, because this is effectively it is a cone of silence. This is something that allows you to force a limited area into not just privacy, but no one can really hear the conversation going in or out. And as far as you can tell, people that are peering in the window, now that it's kind of up and hopping, people that peer in the window don't really notice the magic from the outside.
Cool.
So write down either like zone of silence is probably the best way of writing it for your notes. This is not official documentation. This is how people generate spells in the game. Now, as you're writing that down, this is what he starts to explain. I was approached via magical communication There's no easy way for me to say this. House Hammerspell, the Archforge Mage, was able to contact me via one of his magical servants and express that he would like to meet with me. And, if possible, if you would be able to accompany me to visit with him tomorrow. There are some things that we need to discuss relative to the situation that you have just explained to me. And he has further questions. Clearly, he'd like my expertise when it comes to faith, religion, and I don't think that it has to do with converting, per se.
No, definitely not.
So, if there's any further information that you have, I think it would be wise to share it with me, and what you would rather not share with the council. And that's odd coming from him. He seems very forthright. He seems very open about faith and honesty. So to hear him say, measure your words, each one of you, I want you to roll will.
Let it be known, I re-rolled because it was about to fall off and I had to push it back up. That one would have been a 10. Instead, I rolled a 7 the second time, so it's an 11.
11's a good roll.
I got 12 of them.
And Firestorm?
What am I rolling?
Will.
Oh boy, I've got good.
Oh, wait, well, no, that's not a 12. That's a, shoot, where's my will?
That's a hot dandy 8.
Hey, boy.
That's a 11.
11's a good roll. 8 doesn't cut it. 11 doesn't cut it. He is doing his best to ensure that you are informed as to what you are going into. But the spirit in which he is brought to this, the will and the power of authority that he brings, sends a shiver down your spine that almost makes you want to turn tail from the conversation that you are about to entertain with 7 of the most powerful figures on the continent of Malbanara. You have been in the presence of the Triumvirate Potentus, right? Potentum, plural. This feels inherently different.
Is that one over?
So, as far as you are kind of letting that settle on you and what you need to do for the upcoming challenges, for the upcoming meeting, I'm going to check in with you guys here. Do we need a break? Do we need to step away, get water, snack, bio break? Let's take 5 minutes right now and get that done, unless you're ready to continue. Just let me know.
I'm good to keep going if the others are.
Okay.
I'm good to keep going.
I'm also good to keep going, except I heard a thump on the floor and I'm wondering if I lost a dice somewhere.
Got you.
But
Okay.
it's fine.
All right. So let's keep going.
Library. Sensing this, though, Kierden will, and especially with the Zone of Silence now, too, he does pull back the cloud over his face. And actually, I want everyone else to roll aware. You're aiming to beat a 10.
Okay.
Good.
I rolled on behalf of Jeffrey, who rolled an 11.
Okay. What about Quill? She's here too.
Quill has a D8. Seven. Wait.
Okay.
7.
Firestorm?
Sorry. I rolled a nat 1. So
Oh, no.
Okay, so yeah, you don't notice.
Oh, shoot, I didn't realize we were all rolling. What is it again?
Roll aware.
Awareness.
Over.
It's to see if you notice not just the cube that's pulling back the cloud, but what's underneath.
Right.
I got a tan.
Meets it. So Ophelia and Jeffrey, when the cloud comes back, both see that Kieran's eyes are kind of bloodshot. As it comes back. Nobody else does, though. So there's a couple things with this incident that happened, Jeffrey, that... Yeah. Ophelia was there for it. I almost died. Because of this. And he'll reach into his pouch and pull out the frozen block that has the stone in it. I'll just put it on the table. I zapped as much evil out of that as I could. There's still some in it. And it exploded and flung me against a wall.
And then he exploded into water, which is the freakiest thing that I've ever seen in my life.
I'm very lucky that I was able to reconstitute. Because as fast as I can think, having been lightning before and having been attuned to it my entire life, I was not fast enough to bolt somewhere else.
Hard to carry two spells of that power at the same time, to try and destroy and get to safety.
Yeah. It's all because of Akiden that I'm still here, but I lied about having this stone to the Archforge Mage of House Hammerspell. It's because I knew he'd take it. And I needed someone a little more in tune with all of this to be able to look at it.
Well, he kind of shuffles and leans in. His hands are very noticeably tucked under the table. He's clasped his hands like this. He's just kind of peering as close as he can without getting close. That's Deadstone. Deadstone is a prominent alchemical power source. It is so named in different languages because whatever magic is introduced to it is amplified. And if many of the types of magic that it responds to happen to be the more destructive kind. So, if you introduce a destructive element to it, it will receive it and amplify it at the cost of detonation or reverberation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. Deadstone is one of the more potent and more prominent products of the mines here in Kelvor. And, unfortunately, it is one of the ways that the city is powering many of the conversion elements of its power demands. People here that will use magic to conduct experiments and to learn and to develop new technologies and to enhance how people process and share information. It's imagine being able to the messaging stones that we use all the time to contact our families. What if you were to use that, but not just talk to them, but to be there in an instant? There's magic that allows that to happen, but you have to spend immense amounts of energy to do that. One shard of Deadstone could power that perpetually. It is a powerful tool. And because it is a powerful tool, it can be a powerful weapon.
No wonder the Badgermole gang is after the Amaris Cove's technology. If they were to amplify that with Deadstone, who knows what they could do.
I think we may soon find out.
I sensed the Dark Tauren on this shard, though. Well, when it was a bigger rock. There might be lingering parts of him there, but I did the best I could to purge him from it. That's what caused me to almost die.
Bring it closer to me.
I'll just push
Notably,
it across.
he is avoiding physical contact with this thing.
Right, and like it is encased in ice, so that
Yeah.
yeah.
Even so.
Right. So yeah, Círdan. Taking notice of that, Círdan will actually pull a little bit of water off of his hand and use that to push it across the table.
Take some breath. And will use his hands to telekinetically lift it into the air, and will then...
You're pretty quiet for me, Dale.
Sorry, thank you. He is then able to telekinetically lift this thing into the air, and just as telekinetically, use his fingers to cause it to spin. Pulls his hands away, starts stroking his chin as he watches it spin slowly in space. Give me a moment. And he will actually step to the side and will grab a series of... He has alchemical materials in his kitchen. Opens a drawer and you hear the jangle of glass tubes, pipettes, that he lifts and uncorks and will then come back over. And he identifies several potential shards. Círdan, I need you to come here for a moment. Whatever comes out of this particular ice block you've so handily crafted for us, I need 4 shards. I need to ensure that these are cataloged, that I can understand exactly where they came from. So I will be talking to you specifically about which of these vents, which of these forges they emerged from. This is all him doing the logistics of investigation on his end. But this is where you're going to roll. You're going to be rolling 4 grace checks, because you're going to be recalling one portion at a time the water that comes from this. And
Sorry,
he is going to be attempting to hold a vial underneath these shards as they fall.
Sorry, I will need you to recap that because I was talking to my dad for a moment.
Got you. He is attempting to have your help in putting these shards into these pipes, into these test tubes. He cannot touch them.
Okay.
And as much as you want to try and move and manipulate them to put them in there, he is specifically instructing you to drop them.
Okay.
Retrieve as much water as you can before they drop into these tubes. Be precise. As precise as you can. I don't want any signs to come to you.
Okay. And Círdan will just take a deep breath, and he'll go full water on both of his hands, just to kind of show it. Would that catch Jeffrey off guard at all? Because last time Jeffrey...
No.
Okay. Because last time Círdan showed like any of his power around Jeffrey, it was specifically right hand water, left hand lightning. So
for him, he might look up and go, like a Spock, fascinating, before he moves on.
It's just the acknowledgement of like, you've gotten better, good job.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yes,
Now,
very good. Anyway,
here's the deal. This roll is going to start at a D6, move to a D8, and then end with 2 D10s flat.
Okay.
So D6 to start with. You're using Grace. Let's do this quickly. Beat a 5.
That's a 7.
Awesome. Moving on to the D8. Beat a 7.
That's a 10.
Excellent. Jeffrey is taking a breath. All right, last 2. Beat a 3.
12.
And for the final roll, beat a 9.
11.
11's a good roll. He meticulously, using tongs, okay, has just caught all 4 of the pieces that you can easily access. There's still more in there. And is then able to store them, cork them, and move them on. You were able to draw off all water from that, correct?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. I'm going to be taking one of these vials to the council, only as evidence of treachery. I need you to pay attention to who reacts to how I introduce these vials. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Firestorm.
Yes.
Whatever happens, I need you to ensure... How do I say this delicately? Don't push your luck. You have a wonderful personality. The courts are not the place for that.
I'm just gonna not talk, if I'm being honest.
All right. Okay. Derek's will lean in through the doorway. His arm kind of to support his weight. He's huge, dude. Derek's, would you please store this? And he'll take a shelf, a pipette shelf, and store these test tubes on there. Please take this for storage. And he'll give it a single nod, to which his entire upper body begins to lift up. You see a shining, circling sphere, almost like an emerald gemstone, the size of your head. It is spinning very quickly in place. And by the you get the feeling like this might well be how he is alive. He is a true machine. He is not truly a simulacrum, per se, because they don't have this machinery, this mechanism to keep them alive. Very carefully, Jeffrey steps forward and places this shelf in a box of stone that is on the interior side, what's open and exposed of his lower rib cage, essentially. Tucks it into a side compartment, closes it off, and then Derek's closes himself back down. Thank you. I need to go prepare for our meeting tomorrow. I was hoping to get another sermon in, but
yeah, there's a lot to do.
Our conversation has changed plans.
What do we do with the rest of the stone encased in ice?
For now, find a way to toss it back into one of the vents. Some pieces this small, there's a reason I wanted the bigger ones, but pieces this small could very easily come across as simply throwing in more fuel. So it would be easily disguisable.
We'll have to find a different vent than the one that this happened next to.
Correct. Do your best to go by cover of night. Do your best to go by cover of night, where things are starting to shut down. You have a small window. I'm sorry, but I do need to take some time. Thank you.
No. Absolutely.
He will retire. He'll go out that same door and will go to the other side where he then has access to his stairwells and can go to his quarters. Now, he leaves you guys there, and Derek's has also walked out. He's kind of the sentinel of the chapel as things are, quiet. And as you watch, you see, if you do lean back out that door, you see Jeffrey simply wave his hand. All of the runes, the green magic around the room, dissipates like steam. As he has done this, he's left you guys to your own devices. And I would imagine, let's capitalize on Firestorm's little narrative moment, going to the library.
Give me a minute. I've got my headphones on and I'm listening, but I have a hysterical child on me right now.
You're good. Go ahead and mute for a moment, and then let's circle back to that potentially in the next session. You don't need to respond to that verbally, but we can cycle back to that certainly in our next session. As you guys are concluding, I would imagine, let's talk logistics very quickly. Would you want to accompany Firestorm to assist him in that endeavor so that he is successful?
Yeah.
Okay. Kierden?
Kierden admittedly is probably still processing. Like, the only reason why he was able to do breakfast is because he was in the mode of, like, put everything else aside, just keep moving forward. Now that everything has 100% calmed down, he's just...
So, let's have the afternoon go on. Let's have the Firestorm and Ophelia trek to find the library, and we will spend a few hours in the afternoon doing that. Evening is coming. Kierden, you can scope out different vents. It would be easier to spot at night, but based off of what Jeffrey was explaining and with any further follow-up that you would want to offer, he specifies that it's about an hour after sundown, with how the days are much shorter here. An hour after sundown is when the vents start to shut down for the night, where their oculus, their aperture kind of closes. What would you like to do to guarantee success in getting rid of these articles?
He probably would have spent some time talking with Quill about it. Just like, okay, what is the best way to go about this? Because I highly doubt, even when things are winding down, that I could effectively get to one of these events without being spotted. Especially given that the incident happened next to a vent.
I've always wanted to say this. I know a guy. Come on.
Can you guarantee that? I assume, like, Kierden's about to start talking, and she just gets up and goes. Dang it.
Let's say, for sake of our time here, we're going to cycle back and do our cinematic with the Firestorm and Ophelia at our next session. Kierden, you and Quill are able to go back to the brick, mortar, and pestle apothecary. You see the rose carved into the sign outside. Go through the door. Ding, 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 ding. You walk back to the counter. She goes back behind the counter. Wait here. And she goes back behind. You take a look. Maybe you're bored. It's a few minutes. Or maybe you're just caught up in your thoughts. What do you think Kierden will be doing?
He's just been thinking about it and trying to... Like, it's a little bit of the, like, imagining what would it have been like if I did actually die. And he's trying not to spiral, but it's like, that was very real. That very well almost happened. And he just can't process it. It's a very different feeling from watching your friend die, because it's, no, this was me. This was my mortality, not someone else's.
Right. Give me a moment. I just realized I'm at 7%. There it goes. All right.
Probably for the first time throughout the day, though, he, like, being completely alone with his thoughts, he'd finally just very quickly say a brief, Akiden, thank you for saving me. I don't know if I was really worth it, because I feel like I've been nothing but trouble since awakening, but thank you. Thank you.
Roll awareness. Got to break up my d20.
14.
With a natural 1, Akiden still scores an 11.
Holy crap.
You feel... What experience while you were on the ocean, at work, on the seas as a storm rod, what experience on the ocean would have given you the greatest sense of calm?
Probably feeling the morning breeze. Just feeling that hitting my face as I get up onto the dock or the deck of the ship, or any spot, right? Walking out to the ship, walking out of my house first thing. It's that feeling of today's going to be a good day.
Yeah. That's the feeling that hits you. No words, no other visual, just the feeling of a warm, humid ocean breeze in the morning. Now, as you are contemplating that, the sun descends. It's dark. People are starting to go home. You can hear, some Stonebrower jingle-jangling with very heavy-looking bags. Go ahead and roll a senses or smarts for me.
That is a 10 on senses.
Senses. For sake of... Yeah, let's do a 6. They're not really hiding it. Easy. I'll give you a crit. You can tell that these are workers. These are people that are coming from the mines specifically, not just the forges. These are people that have heavy hammers and chisels on their persons, in their bags. People are carrying like duffel bags worth of stuff. These men that walk past you smelling like coal and soot and smoke and iron at a forge. But it's all, they're leaving. Like this is a telltale sign your time is coming up. If you're going to pull this off, it's coming up. This is what I can tell you. You rolled senses.
Yeah.
And your total was 10?
Correct.
Quill is ahead of you, and she is walking as well. The streets are starting to close, and she is she slows her pace just a bit to allow you to catch up where you're walking shoulder to shoulder for a moment. And she doesn't lean over to you, but she speaks just quietly enough, just loudly enough, I should say, to be heard by just you. And she communicates, "Be close. Stick on me." And she'll continue to move forward up the street. You feel the heat of the forge before you approach. And you can tell, similar to how she kind of propped herself up against the church, there's someone else on the far side of this particular aperture. The moment you walk around the edge of this particular archway, the wave of heat hits you. And it's intense. Steam almost flushes off of you, or any component of you that is primarily water right now. Excuse me.
Which would be nothing, because I'm trying not to stand out.
As of right now, you're able to successfully walk past it. This is where she starts explaining. Once we get past the front of the aperture, I want you to roll that ball into the forge. One of my guys is going to keep it open, and once it goes in, he's going to act like he's a worker and shut it down for the night. This is going to require a grace roll. This is also a pretty difficult grace roll. I'm going to keep it at a D10.
Okay.
What is your total?
10.
Describe for me how you attempt to roll the ball into the aperture.
So, trying as gracefully as he can, Kieran, he slowly pulls it out of his bag, and he intentionally tries to make it look like an accident when he kicks the ground and kind of stumbles. And he, with it in his right hand, rolls it between his legs as he stumbles into the aperture.
The ball glinting and steaming as it approaches the aperture. It rolls dead center through the opening. Her contact, oh, is it that time already? Slaps the lever, closes the aperture. Doom! The ball is gone. And as it closes, you hear a subtle as whatever shards remained, however small they might have been, detonate from the heat. Make a grace roll.
I got an 11.
11's a good roll. Something hard hits you in the side of the head and knocks you prone. Quill whips around to you and says, "Get in!" And that's when she draws her bow. I'm going to see if she's able to avoid the same. Okay, that's hers. She as well. She's hit dead center by two blurring objects that smack her shoulders and knock her to the ground as well. How do you react? Something is happening. It is dark outside. Noticeably, the torches in the area have gone out. What do you do?
Oh, I don't want to bring attention myself, but attention has brought it to me. Can I tell which direction they came from?
You need to roll for it.
Let me rephrase.
Yes.
Do I know which side of my head is hurting?
So it's facing, it hits you from the same side as the aperture, but you have walked past it. So whoever is there is on the far side of the aperture and was using the opportunity of you passing and closing and being succumbed to darkness to make this attack on you.
Okay. That'll just bring more attention to me. Kieran, oh my gosh, why can I not think of what to do?
Another stone comes for you. Roll grace. Oh, that's the wrong die. I want to make sure I get the right one. Okay.
14, by the way.
14. You are successful. As this attack comes for you with only an 11, you are able to evade the incoming shot. And as you do, you're able to jump, backflip. I don't know how you want to describe that, but you are able to evade that. You land on your feet, you get low to the ground, you're looking, you're scanning. Roll senses.
12.
12. As you are looking and scanning, whoever was trying to attack you is now standing directly in front of you. No longer attacking, standing chest out, arms to the sides, balled fists, stands wide. Her chest is forward. She's exposed herself to you, just proffering all of the areas where you could take her out. She's standing here vulnerable. And then you look into her eyes. There's no moon. It's an overcast night. But the place where you see the silhouette, the eyes, glinting green. And then, as this woman cocks her head to the side, you see her hair glinting green as well. Why did you do that? Get up. Get up. She stands.
I'd say I'm shocked to see you here, given that I relayed a direct order for you to stay at the monastery, Alkali. But I'm also not surprised that you're here.
Appreciate it, I guess.
Why are you here?
Quill, you good? Quill, from a kneeling position, bow still trained. You can tell in the darkness she's not firing, but she's actually looking to you, Kieran. She finally...
Kieran's just standing
up
there with his arms crossed, because, again, it's one of those, like, I gave you a direct order.
As Quill starts putting her things away, I thought we'd been made. And she walks up. Alkali looks you square. Looks to Quill. Looks to you. So you decided you were going to leave the Amorous Cove where Jericho died and then immediately make yourself known. Like, I get I've like ruined a few rules here, just kind of overstepped them by a lot. I get that. I'm sure that there's going to be words with vessels and me and all of that crap, okay? What I don't get is why you feel like you can do that willy-nilly when the vessel of Mehegemet did the same thing and got himself axed.
It's because I can't stand by idly by when I see people suffer. And also,
the least you could do is make sure from here on, and Quill will actually jump in. Okay, hold on. I have the same lecture, okay? I care about these guys just as much as you do. I cared more. Quill. Whatever happens here, boss, I'm here to ensure your safety by any means necessary. I'm not going out, I'm not crusading, but if there's someone in the dark looking to Quill that wants to pull off something secret against you, looks back to you, they won't be a problem. And if that means I'm kicked out of the monastery, then I've done my due diligence. I will not leave you behind.
I have just one question. Did you come here of your
Wow.
own volition?
Well, am I here of my own?
Did you come here of your own volition, or did someone else tell you to come? You don't need to say who.
Well, it ain't a freaking pleasure cruise, if that's what you're asking. Yes, I'm here on my own. No one else knows. I'm going to get a few lashings, I guess, when I get back home. Why did you destroy it? That was evidence. We could have used that. We could have taken it to the monastery and learned more. I saw you at the fight today.
Do you really think all of it's gone?
What? What? Looks to Quill. Quill's like, crosses her arms. You know, sometimes espionage is left to the professionals, and that's the best option. Alkali's just gape-faced. Where is it? Can we take it? Can I run it back?
Not right now. For now, it is safe. Some things have been set in motion that we are trying to figure out here in Kael'vor. We need the shards that we kept for that.
Shards.
Yeah. The original stone was a lot bigger than what I froze today at the fight.
I get that. You almost died. I'm sure that's not news to you.
It's not just...
Can you keep it down, please? Please, just... There's people that are... Stealth is of the essence right now. Oh, please.
Alkali.
You thought it was so stealthy, rolling a ball between your legs? That was cool. Shut up, Quill.
Alkali, it's not that I almost died. It's that I should have died. If it wasn't for Akiren and me being her vessel, I would be dead. And she will notice it. She'll probably notice at this point that the cloud fog has come back around his face, because he's again been grappling with his own mortality all day.
Well, if that's all you got to say, boss, take care of yourself. I'll be saving your life on the back end. And she'll stride off into the dark. Something whizzes past your ear, and you realize it's one of her stones that she has recalled to herself before she then throws her hands down, launches herself into the air, recalls the stones as she's flying, and then uses those same stones again, similar to like Legend of the Ten Rings for Shang-Chi, to lower herself to the ground safely in the next neighborhood over.
That's straight up a steel pusher from Mistborn.
And then Kieran will look at Quill and go, I can honestly never get a read on her, especially since Jericho.
We were friends for a while. I talk with her every other day when you guys were over at the Amherst Cove.
Does she blame me for Jericho?
She blames herself. And when that got painful, she deflects it to everyone else that was close to him. Doesn't matter if it was you, Ophelia. Yeah, she's not in a good place.
That's why I can't tell her that I tried to bring him back.
Right, that's a whole new level of complicated. Let's move on, shall we? I'll walk you back to your place. And she, weirdly, she's volunteering to escort you back home, which falls in line with what Alkali just said. And for the first time, you recognize that you actually have people in your corner here. They're on the different levels of emotional spectrum. And frankly, of proficiency and legality. But you've got people here to help you out. And as much as your life has come to bear today in reconciling everything that's happened, you realize that while you're here, you have help.
Yeah. Before they start moving, like he'll have that recognition and then just thanks.
Don't get used to it. You're taken. And she'll just keep walking.
Even if I wasn't, I wouldn't. But before he turns to walk, he'll just go, even if I wasn't, it wouldn't be you.
Oh no! And she literally stops walking as you walk ahead and just stays there for like a good 10 seconds before she starts walking again. I'm actually offended by that. And she'll start grilling you, dude. You guys finally get back over to the church. You part ways. She just simply says goodbye as you approach the steps and continues up the road without missing a beat. You go up, you go to your quarters, you close the door behind you, go to your quarters.
I'm sure Kieran was giving just as much snark back to her.
Oh, yeah, very much. As you get to your room, you notice in your pack is shaking. There's a rumble coming from within your shake, or your pack.
I assume it's probably my message stone.
Your message stone comes forward. As you hold it, that's when the magic activates, and you hear Hazel's voice.
And for
that's
the
where
first
we're
time
going to leave it for tonight.
Hearing her voice for the first time today, Kieran's shoulders visibly drop, and he actually relaxes.
There you go. That's where we're going to end it for tonight. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn more about the game, keep it right here. Follow on YouTube. And also feel free to follow on Ko-fi. I'll keep
Hit
the link.
that subscribe button. Smash that like button.
Like, subscribe, follow, share. Thanks so much. I have been Dale, the creator and host of the Eternal Storytelling Engine. I've had Ophelia Barkhollow portrayed by
Kim.
I've had Kieran portrayed by wherever we're pointing. I have no idea where. I'm not going to point anymore. Hands down. Kieran portrayed by
Hayden.
There you go.
Sorry.
And the Firestorm portrayed by
The Firestorm.
Got it.
I mean, Micah.
He's never out of character. Thanks again for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.